Welcome back to the Anatomy of a King. I'm your host, Raymond Charles, and today I want to talk about a pattern. Because there's a pattern in this country that never died. It just learned how to hide better. Slavery had overseers, Jim Crow had laws, the war on drugs had police and policy. And today, we have algorithms. Different tools, same strategy, same outcome. Division. Not by accident, not by coincidence, but by design. See, because a divided people are predictable. A divided people are profitable. A divided people are powerless. If you don't understand the psychology behind that, you'll think your opinions are yours. Your anger is yours. When really they're being fed to you like rations on a digital plantation. Tonight, I want to break that down. Not to scare you, not to shame you, but to wake you up. Let's unpack that. The pattern that never died. See, America has always used division as a tool of control. Always. Slavery divided by skin tone, age, gender, and labor. Jim Crow divided by law, geography, and opportunity. The war on drugs divided by criminalization and fear. And yes, the Willie Lynch letter, whether literal or symbolic, captured the psychology perfectly. Turn the old against the young, turn the light against the dark, turn the male against the female. That wasn't just about slavery. That was a blueprint of psychological domination. And here's the part we don't like to admit. We still fall for it. We still argue the way they designed us to argue. We still distrust the way they trained us to distrust. We still divide the way they programmed us to divide. The tools changed, but the strategy didn't. Because division is efficient. Division is cheap. Division is sustainable. You don't need change when you have confusion. You don't need whips when you have insecurity. You don't need overseers when you have algorithms. The pattern never died. It just evolved. I want to bring something to your attention. The algorithm doesn't have morals. It doesn't have empathy. It doesn't have a conscience. It has one job and one job only. Maximize engagement. And what engages the human mind the most? Conflict, fear, outrage, identity, tribalism. So the algorithm studies you, learns your wounds, learns your insecurities, learns your triggers. Then it feeds you the content that keeps you emotionally activated, not informed, not empowered, activated. Because activated people scroll, activated people argue, activated people consume. And the more divided you are, the more predictable you become. That's the new overseer. Not a man with a whip, a machine with your data. And the crazy part, you carry it in your pocket. You sleep next to it. You wake up to it. You trust it more than you trust people. The overseer used to chase you. Now you chase it. I I want to map the old strategy to the new strategy. 1. Divide by identity. Gender wars, culture wars, class wars. Your feed is curated to show you the version of the opposite gender that irritates you the most. 2. Divide by age. Old heads versus young boys. Each generation thinks the other is lost. No communication. 3. Divide by trauma. Content that reinforces your pain. If you've been hurt, you get fed more hurt. 4. Divide by insecurity. Comparison culture. You're constantly shown what you lack. 5. Divide by ideology. Echo chambers. You're not learning, you're looping. This is not random. This is not neutral. This is not harmless. This is psychological warfare with the touchscreen. And the genius of it, it feels organic. It feels like your own thoughts. It feels like your own conclusions. But it's curated, engineered, optimized. The old system forced division externally. The new system makes you choose it yourself. That's evolution. See, the war on drugs criminalized the body. The algorithm criminalizes the mind. See, the old system said you're dangerous, but the new system says you're divided. The old system locked you up physically, but the new system locks you up mentally. The old system targeted neighborhoods. The new system targets attention. And here's the twist. You don't even realize you're being policed because the prison is invisible and the bars are made of content. You think you're choosing what you see, but what you see is choosing you. You think you're forming opinions, but your opinions are being formed for you. You think you're free, but you're scrolling in circles. This is the war on drugs 2.0, except now the drug is dopamine and the dealer is the algorithm. Black man, I want to speak directly to you for a second. We can cut the noise. And I know they're still listening. And what I'm about to say might hurt their feelings. Or even say, what about us? But I'm talking to you. We are the most targeted demographic in America. Not just physically, but psychologically. Why? Because we are the cultural engine, the emotional backbone, the spiritual pulse, the trendsetters, the disruptors. If you divide the black man, you destabilize the entire ecosystem. So what does the algorithm do? It feeds us. It feeds us hyper-masculinity, hyper-femininity, hyper-trauma, hyper-violence, hyper-comparison, hyper-ego. Everything extreme, nothing balanced. Because a balanced black man is dangerous. A divided black man is manageable. And the algorithm knows that. So it keeps you angry. It keeps you defensive. It keeps you isolated. It keeps you comparing. It keeps you consuming. Because a man at war with himself is too distracted to build anything real. And the most dangerous part of modern division is this. It's that it feels like it's coming from inside you. You think, I don't trust women. I don't trust men. My people don't support me. Everybody's fake. Nobody real. But those thoughts were planted, watered, cultivated, reinforced. Not by your community, but by your feed. And the moment you internalize division, you become your own overseer. You start policing yourself, doubting yourself, limiting yourself. You start sabotaging yourself. That's the real trap. Not the algorithm, not the content, not the platform. The real trap is when the division becomes your identity, when the confusion becomes your personality, when the insecurity becomes your worldview, when the algorithm becomes your belief system. That's when they win without ever touching you. I want you to reclaim your mind, King. A king is not controlled by external forces. A king is not manipulated by emotional bait. A king is not divided by design. A king is self-directed, self-aware, self-governed, self-mastered. So how do you reclaim your mind? 1, curate your inputs. Your feed is your diet. Stop eating poison. 2, practice digital discipline. Scrolling is a ritual. Make it intentional. 3, strengthen your identity. If you don't know who you are, the algorithm will tell you. 4, build real community. Division dies in the presence of brotherhood. 5, protect your peace. Your attention is your kingdom. Guard it. This isn't about deleting apps. This is about reclaiming authority. This is about remembering that you are the king, not the content. Fellas, the algorithm is not your enemy, but it is not your friend. It is a tool, and tools can build or tools can destroy. Tonight wasn't about fear. It was about awareness. It was about mastery. It was about reclaiming the throne of your own mind. Because what you don't change, you choose. And this change can't afford excuses. You are not a product. You are not a pawn. You are not a profile. You are a king. Act like it. I'll see you next time. Peace. Thank you.